Hello, so I will be remaking my first ever Blender animation from 1.5 years ago. Here it is. This is the original. Yeah, so now I am making the head and the face. I started out going for those eyes. Tried to add a bevel. And then I decided to instead do round camera-like eyes with squares around them for some reason. I think I probably should have stuck with the other eyes. And I guess it took me 2 attempts to do that. Yeah. So now I'm getting like a little square to cover the eyes, which is going to be like glass. And hiding them probably. I guess I'm still making them 3D. Okay, now I've started on the body. So yeah, just mainly a big rectangle. Trying to add arms. Now I've decided that I want them to be sort of like robotic in a separate object. So I'm adding round things for hinges. Now I'm working on the hands. Those are also in a separate object. So it has claws. Yeah. And it was hard to get them in the right shape. So now I've started on the engine, which is pretty simple. Now I'm setting up the arms so they can rotate well. I still don't really know how to rake things properly. Now I've started on the materials. Started with the glass material for the eyes and making a dark thing. I decided to get rid of the roundness in the eyes and just keep them as squares because I thought it looked pretty ugly. Now I'm making the body material, just simple metal, not any grime or anything. And applying materials to the rest of the body. Now I'm getting it framed and starting on the room and stuff. Or actually no, now I'm making a engine plume. I'm trying to get gradient to work so I can do like a gradient engine plume down from the top, but really isn't working. I just don't really know how to do that. Tried playing with a bunch of mapping values. I decided to try volumes. But it was looking kind of square and weird, so I decided to make it more natural and only glow where the emission is. So I added a light, and it wasn't working in Eevee. So I switched it to cycles and it was like really glowing, but then it was in like a weird looking square and it still wasn't working, so I just got rid of the engine plume and had it just be glowing. Now I'm reframing it, moving the hands and adding a couple more details. Okay, now I've started on the room. Just simple light room with a little bevel there and a darker material. And now I'm adding some details to the engine because it was pretty simple before. I had like a metal band around the other bit. Still pretty simple. Now I've started animating and I'm trying to get everything to move in the direction I want it to, but it doesn't want to. And keyframes and all those things. Making the head turns sort of as a recreation of the earlier one. I'm trying to make it as similar as possible. Now I'm changing the brightness of the engine to try to get it as good as I can. I'm choosing an HDRI, which probably is, I don't think I chose the best one. So here's the original. It just turns its head and then flies up into the side after here's the final result. So it flies away into the side like an engine. Yeah, so it's better, definitely. Better graphics. It could have been a lot better than it was, though. There's some design decisions that were not the best. But definitely an improvement. Big improvement. Maybe not quite as cute, though.